Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? It's Reverend Paul here from Trinity Anglican Church in Cambridge, Ontario, and also chaplain to the Sent, God's Church Deployed. It's great to be here with you as I share this week's message from the truck. I know last week we never quite got onto the message from the truck. We had a little technical difficulty, but it looks like we've got that resolved today. So looking forward to sharing this message with you today. I've got a quick question for you, and of course I'm not going to be able to hear your answer, but the question that I have for you, as I've been watching Canadian football and American football and a little bit of hockey on TV as the hockey season gets itself underway again, I've got a question for you. Who is the most important player on a football team or a hockey team? So football, everybody would probably say right out of the gate, it's probably the quarterback or maybe the running back who ends up scoring most of the touchdowns. Maybe it's that big bruising defenseman that stops all of the points from being scored. But you know what's interesting is I often find that games come down to that final field goal. Maybe it's the kicker who should be the most important player on the field. Who knows what that? And what about hockey? Right? You've got the goal-scoring center, you've got the bruiser of a defenseman, you've got a goalie, or maybe for the goalie, I suppose the most important player is probably the goalposts and the crossbar. I know they were my favorite players when I was a goaltender. But it's often pretty easy to spot who the hot shots are. Right? It's often pretty easy to find out who the most important player is or who the community thinks the most important player is because you have big endorsements and big paychecks and big contracts. And they're the ones that seem to get out there all the time. They're the ones that get interviewed on CBC between periods and things like that. This week, as you read the scriptures for this coming Sunday, there's a passage that we're going to hear from Paul's letter to the Philippians. It's the second chapter of that verse, and he's reminding all of the people in Philippi that they are supposed to model themselves after Jesus. And it's not, he tells them, he reminds them that it's not about glory or fame of being a Christian. It's not about being the most important Christian. It's about being Christ. It's about being a servant and offering yourself for others. In fact, the fourth verse of that particular chapter, and I'm going to actually read it for you so I don't get it wrong, it says, "Act in humility above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." Well, that just seems to make sense, doesn't it? But it makes sense that we would want to care for others. But in today's world, that first part about not looking out to our own interests, that can be a little challenging in today's, I'll call it the selfie world that we live in. Right? If you're not standing up for yourself, it's pretty easy to get steamrolled into conversations you don't want to be part of or into decisions that you don't agree with. And if you don't speak up for yourself, it's pretty easy to get yourself shut out of the conversation. So what is it that we're supposed to do then? I know we're supposed to care for others and we're supposed to hold empathy for other people in their journey. But you know, it's interesting. What I was reading this week is in the original Greek of the text, there's actually a word missing in a lot of our English translations. And that word that's missing is the word also. Right? It can be translated as the word also. So hear it again, but I'm going to insert that missing word this time. Act in humility above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you also to the interests of others. Well, as it turns out, maybe we are supposed to watch out for others, but also not lose ourselves in the process. It's important for us to be able to hold on to our own identity. It's important for us not to necessarily be narcissists and be all about the look at me culture. But we are called to care for ourselves. Remember, if you listen to the words of Scripture, we are to love others as we would want to be loved, right? We are meant to call ourselves into a worthiness of being loved, into a deserving of being loved. We're supposed to be focused on finding a balance. We're supposed to be focused on finding that harmony that all needs are being met. For everyone, including ourselves. That all voices are to be heard, including our own. All members of the team to be valued, not just the quarterback or the power forward. I wonder what that harmony might look like if we truly and honestly cared for each other the way we want to be cared for, but then also cared for ourselves at the same time. course that I'm on right now has taught me that the human ability to show empathy, to pardon me, to show caring for others, took a cliff dive back around almost a decade or so ago, and it's just been spiraling downwards ever since. But in the Christian church, that's what we're called to do. We're called to both live in the selfie world that seems to have been created by social media and, I don't know, videos like this one, maybe. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. But we're also called to care for others. So, I invite you to consider what that means. How can you care for others and care for yourself? Let's reflect on that a little bit more. So lots of announcements today. In fact, I wrote them all down because I was a little bit concerned that if I didn't write them down, I was going to miss some. So today, Saturday, the 30th of September, is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, or Orange Shirt Day, as it's often referred to. And if you haven't already put your orange shirt on, I encourage you to zip back into the house and throw something orange on before you leave the house today, to show your solidarity for those who have suffered at the hands of the residential schools, and for those who continue to fight for reconciliation and for the truth to be told. Tomorrow, let's see, that's the 1st of October. Tomorrow, Sunday, of course, we have our 8 o'clock worship here at Trinity, and then our 10 o'clock worship at Trinity, our noon hour worship with the Sent. That's our online service. The link for that is found in the email that's attached. And at 2 o'clock, we have our final concert in the park for this season. So the 50 Plus Chorus from Cambridge will be joining us for our last concert in the park. Keep your ears open. We've got a huge announcement coming from Trinity Church in the course of the next couple of days, actually. Huge announcement about some, well, you know what? I'm not going to tell you what it's about. Just watch for a huge announcement coming in the next couple of days. All right, so that's something exciting coming soon. We are starting this coming Tuesday. That would be the 3rd of October. We'll be starting an online Bible study with the community of the Sent. We're going to make our journey through the book of Exodus. Since we've been sort of chewing our way through Exodus in our lectionary, we thought it might be fun to actually dig in and see what the book of Exodus is all about. So we're going to go back to almost the very beginning of the Bible and see what Moses and the followers of God had to say about that. We are continuing at Trinity, anyway, continuing with our lectionary Bible study on Wednesdays, and that's Wednesday at 2 o'clock. Remember, you don't have to have been here the week before. You just come in and join in whenever you want to. We are celebrating with a Deanery Messy Church at Trinity, here in the Deanery of Waterloo. Deanery Messy Church happening on Saturday, October the 14th. That's from 3 o'clock till 6 o'clock. So if you know anyone who's in that Messy Church age group, so talking, newborns and toddlers right up to maybe grade 5 or grade 6, get them connected with the church and find out what Messy Church is all about. We're going to be celebrating the feast of, actually tomorrow's feast, the feast of St. Francis of Assisi. I think it's actually the 4th of October, but anyhow, that's what we'll be doing at Messy Church, is celebrating that. For all of you who are wanting to come and celebrate with the community of Trinity Cambridge and myself as we celebrate my induction as their rector, that happens the following day after Messy Church, the 15th of October, so 2 weeks from tomorrow. That happens at 3 o'clock at Trinity Church here in Cambridge, and there's a light dinner to follow, so please come on out and plan to spend the afternoon with us. And finally, I think this is my last item on this week's message from the truck, is chicken dinner coming up. We have a barbecue chicken dinner being hosted by Trinity. It's a takeout only barbecue chicken dinner. Jim the Chicken Man is going to be coming and barbecuing up some chickens for us. You have the opportunity to get chicken and baked potato and some coleslaw and a slice of pie and all the rest of it. All of that for $25. That's a great deal. Even a better price than another famous Canadian chicken restaurant chain. Not going to say much more than that because this is a public video and I could get myself in trouble. But it is a good price, and it's great food, fantastic opportunity to support the church. Hope that you'll be able to take part in that. So lots of things to consider. The benefit of this this video is if you've received this video in an email, you know that all of those announcements are included in the email. So please go ahead and check on whether you're looking at the deployment docs for the Sent or whether you're looking at the Trinity Times for Trinity Church. You know that you can find those announcements there to get all of the information on any of those items that I've just shared. But for today, it is the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. I invite you and encourage you to reflect on what that means for you in your journey, what it has meant for our First Nations brothers and sisters, what it has meant for our country. So I leave that with you for right now. So continue to care for others, continue to care for yourself as we continue to keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down. Blessings to you all from this week's Message from the Truck. Bye for now.